welcome to what will hopefully be many videos on my new channel, Tony's Creepy Corner. For those of you that know me, I also have another channel that's called Masters of the 80s, where I look at cartoons from 80 to 89 that have been released on physical media, whether that be DVD or Blu-ray. If you know me and you know the site over there, you know I'm an absolute 80s nut. So there's a lot of content over there, but what I thought was it was getting a little bit clogged up with other things that I was looking at other than cartoons. And I have a lot of things to show. I have a big DVD collection and I have a big Blu-ray collection as well. So I thought, hey, what the hell, we'll start up another channel that we can solely look at one genre of film. We may look into a couple of other channels that might look into my fantasy films and sword and sorcery films. I've got quite a large collection of that. Big sci-fi collection, big 80s sci-fi collection as well. So I may pop a channel up for that, as well as it just frees up what the Masters of the 80s channel does. That channel is going nowhere. There's content coming all the time for that one. But I just thought it makes it a little bit easier than everything getting bottlenecked on one channel. And we're going to have a look at it this way and see what kind of numbers we can get. So this is going to be primarily horror from the 80s. Now we're going to be looking at from one end of the spectrum to the other. So starting off, say we could look at what was the 80s ban list in the UK, the DPP list. I've got a lot of stuff that was on that list initially in the 80s. And we can go all the way through to sort of the kid-friendly horror kind of stuff, the family horror stuff, which is a bit more light-hearted, because I've got a lot of that as well. So we can go from one end of the spectrum right through to the other, but we're going to keep it horror-related on this channel. And the first showing that we're going to have a look at today is the HMV's Premium Collection of The Shining. I'm not going to go in depth on synopsis on films. If you're tuning into stuff like this, you'll know exactly what these films are about. I'm not going to start trying to explain films to you. If you're coming to this channel to look at this kind of stuff, you'll know exactly what it is. This is going to be primarily just to look at the physical releases that I've got in my collection. So this one, yeah, is the HMV Premium Collection of The Shining. HMV Premium Collection is actually very good for its money. I think a lot of people, a lot of collectors turn their noses up at it a little bit snobbishly, really, and they shouldn't do, because what HMV do here is actually very good, and it's very good for the money. This particular release of The Shining is an extended edition. It's a Blu-ray release, plus a DVD on there and a digital download code. So you get all three variants on this. All these HMV Premium Collection releases come in the nice side-loading slip box, like that. Flip that over. Now, there is no alternative artwork on these. What you see on the slip is what you'll get on the case itself. Artwork tends to be generally good on these. It might not be showing too much on the video, but the slip box itself has a really nice matte finish to it. They're not the thickest case in the world, and if you're a slip case nut, they're probably too thin for you. But again, for the cost of these, until you can actually see one in your hands, it's hard to put into perspective what you're actually getting for your money. Yeah, the slip box is a little bit thinner than what you would get, say, on an Arrow release or an 88 release, or for you in the US, what you would get on the Scream Factory releases, or it's miles apart from what you would get on the Vinegar Syndrome releases, but it's still very good for the money. We'll move the DVD, the Blu-ray out of the way for a sec. So we'll have a quick look at the case. We'll spin it over. This particular case, this particular film. Special features aren't massive on these, but there's enough on there to warrant a nice little section for it. So on this particular one, you've got a commentary on there. There's a documentary on there, the making of The Shining. and there's 3 mesmerising featurettes, which is pretty good. It all adds up to a nice little special features. So that's the side loading slip boxes. Back to the actual release now, the actual disc itself. Again, there's no variant on the art on these. There's no reversible art or anything like that. But what are good about these is, obviously I'll show you the back again. The back is exactly the same as the slip box. There's no difference there. We'll have a look inside. Now inside on these, on this side your Blu-ray, and this side your DVD. So you get a DVD copy and a Blu-ray copy, and again for the money is excellent. So we'll just put that out of the way for a second. Now on all these HMV releases, you will get some form of extra in there. Now it varies from which numbered, because again they're all numbered on the spine these. So if you have just a quick look back at that, the Shining is number 7 in this range. The earlier numbers, excuse me, in the early numbers you will get the art cards. So we'll have a look at these in a second. Some that will look on a bit later down the line from HMV. You was actually getting A4 posters in there as well, which they're small, but they're of nice quality. Well, this particular release has art cards. So we'll have a quick look at the art cards. So that one again is just the same as what the slip box and the disc art is. And again, these are of good quality. The nice high gloss finish on them. I think, you know what I mean, as collectors, most people like art cards. There's something a little bit extra that goes in there, and it's nice to get that. Look at that one as well. So you generally get 4 art cards in these. Sometimes if you get the poster in a particular release, you won't get the art cards. Back to the actual release itself. Nothing mesmerising on these. There's no artwork on the discs. Your Blu-ray is always on the right, and your DVD is always on the left. Now again, when we go back and have a look at some of these other releases, the DVD has vanished out of the newer releases on these. So in the newer releases you're just getting the Blu-ray and the digital download code, but in the early ones it was DVD, Blu-ray and a digital download code, which is great value for money. When I tell you currently HMV have a offer on these, they generally run the sale offer twice, maybe 3 times a year, and currently these can be bought for 2 for £15, which, you know what I mean, it's no money at all. If you can find a couple of films fit 2 for £15, £7.50 each, for what you're actually getting here, it's a bargain. So again, that's that, and that's the slip. There we go. So like I say again, there's nothing going to be too complicated about what I'm doing with these videos. It's basically just going to be showing the release. I'm not going to be giving any review of the actual film or anything like that. Because if you're tuning into these, you'll know these films quite well. It's just nice to show people other variants that's out there on Blu-ray. Again, I've got a lot of DVD as well as of really old stuff on DVD that's never had Blu-ray releases. So I've got a lot of 80s horror stuff that's going to be coming up over the next few weeks. We'll keep these videos short. They're never going to be long. If you like this kind of style, it's a different style of shooting for me, where I'm going to be top down so we can have a look at it sub up close. Please leave a comment in the description down below, in the comment box down below. In the descriptions itself, I'll leave a link to my Masters of the 80s channel. So if you want to check out some of the 80s cartoon stuff that I've got going on over there, you can have a look. Well, that'll be that for that video. Hope everyone's okay, and I'll speak to you again soon. See you later. Bye bye.